Peymon who?
Mata Heyday.
Peymon Lata Heyday. Who is he?
Never paid taxes in 30 years. Fought the U.S. tax court and won.
See, I believe our rights come from God, not from government. Bitcoin is up to record highs, almost 110,000 per Bitcoin. Yes, but here's the problem. What are you going to do about taxes? You gained all this profits from crypto gains in 2024. Now tax time, Uncle Sam expects you to give up a part of that to them. Should you do that or not, or how? I got good news for you. I'll have you pay 0 crypto taxes on all your crypto gains legally and safely by relying on U.S. government's official legal websites only. But before we get to that, I got some other warnings about the 10 for income tax crypto trap. You should know IRS is after you, crypto people. I am one of them, but you can easily avoid the trap IRS has for you on that 1040 form. So, of course, this has just happened recently, May 21st, 2025. That Bitcoin hit a record high Wednesday to a peak of nearly 109,500. And the pro-crypto policies and tariff chaos have boosted Bitcoin's appeal in months. And furthermore, more companies like GameStop and Tesla invest in Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. That is right. That's making a big difference out there. Bitcoin's going to keep going up. But here's a problem. Uncle Sam wants you to sign this form, 1040 form, and you see at the middle of the first page is digital asset question. Ooh, what is this question IRS has for digital assets? Let's take a closer look at this trap IRS has put for you. Yeah, I'm going to show you now a close-up of this thing, reformatted for easy reading for you. Okay, you can avoid the IRS crypto trap. Here it is. The 1040 income tax confession form has this question about digital assets. At any time during this tax year, 2024, just passed, did you receive or sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of a digital asset? You gotta say yes or no to this question under penalties of perjury. That's right. Under oath, you must answer that question. You're either going to be put on the IRS's audit list. If you say yes, IRS is going to say, okay, we know we have to come after you for more money because you got more money. You make money on crypto. We'll get you. If you lie, say no, you may go to tax prison. How do you get out of this situation? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Yes or no on that question. Either way, IRS gotcha. The easy way out is simple. Don't fill out that 1040 form. Oh yes, we'll get to that in just a minute, but first let's look at this thing. Did your accountant, CPA, or tax attorney tell you you signed that 1040 form on small premises under penalties of perjury? You never read that? Do you know what that means? Oh, you don't? Nobody told you? Well, I will tell you the truth about this IRS trap. You see, under penalties of perjury means under oath. You swear it's all true, correct, and complete, same as if you're before the judge and a jury, swearing to the statement you are saying. Okay? Which means throw me in prison if everything on this form is not true, correct, and complete. Yeah, this is a big deal. This is not some little thing you sign on the credit card to pay your bill, or hotel check and sign here, you won't smoke in the room, or car rental, sign here, you will not let someone else drive the car. This is a huge deal IRS will get you based upon this, and I'm going to show you a little bit more. On top of that, you claim under oath that you owe the IRS the amount you owe. You swear to it, this is the amount you owe. You fill up the dollar box right here of how much you owe the IRS. You did not know that you are the one that claiming to the IRS. And until you sign the form, you legally owe the IRS nothing, my friends. With that understanding, let me tell you a bit more. You see, when you sign a 1040 form, confession form, or any federal tax form, you give up the right to your most private and sensitive financial information, like crypto transactions, to the IRS. IRS then can use these documents, tax returns, as evidence against you in a court of law, which can then force you to prove all expensive deductions and credits you claim on your tax form. You have to prove your cost basis of your crypto gains. That's right. It's a hell of a job. You know how hard it is to see which crypto you sold, how much, at what price, and you sold it, how much, at what price, and what the net gain is? Or you exchanged that crypto with another crypto before you sold it? Or you took it from one of your exchange to your wallet, a wallet to exchange, sold it, all this stuff. It's a mess. You don't have to go through that, my friends. You see, the problem is, if you cannot prove such expenses, deduction credits, your cost basis of your crypto gains, you will end up paying a lot more money to the IRS, or even be sentenced to lengthy prison terms. You also risk being charged with 3 separate tax crimes for each 1040 form that is filed with the IRS. That's right. Attempting to evade or defeat a tax evasion, is 5 years prison sentence. Filing a fraudulent and false statements is 3 years prison sentence. Filing fraudulent return statements rather documents is 1 year. So, bottom line is, you risk going to prison for up to 9 years for each year you file a 1040 or other income tax form with the IRS. Why take such a risk? Why risk going to prison? Don't risk it, okay? Again, let me remind you, the problem is when you sign and file a 1040 income tax confession form, the trap, you under oath tell the IRS you owe them money. This is how you give the IRS to audit you, empty your bank account, steal your crypto, steal your property, and put you in prison. You did it to yourself, my friend, so stop it. Stop signing those 1040 income tax confession forms. Stop putting the rope around your own neck. I'm going to show it to you right now from the U.S. government's own official legal websites. Let's start with the IRS itself, right? We're going to go to 1040 income tax form in a minute, okay? So, but I want you to know this. Bottom line is that the safest way to have the IRS leave you alone is to not file any income tax confession forms, okay? So here we are. This is 1040 instructions IRS gives you on irs.gov. IRS is right, because on page 8, they'll tell you about filing requirements, that these rules apply to all U.S. citizens. Yes, they do apply to all U.S. citizens. But what does U.S. mean? U.S. doesn't mean what you think it means. Hang in there. You'll see it in just a minute for yourself what it really means. We're going to go now to the official source of federal laws at uscode.house.gov. That tells us the United States Code is the consolidation and codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States, the federal government, and it is prepared by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives. So we're going to go there and look up there's all different categories of federal law. Title 1, general provisions, there's all these the titles. Title 26 is what? the Internal Revenue Code tax laws. This book right here in my hand is the IRS's Bible, the Internal Revenue Code. Tiny font, okay, they got here. And here are the definitions at the back of the book. I will show you right there online the laws for yourself, how you never have to file income tax at all. First of all, I want you to know that crypto is just another form of gain. Title 26, Internal Revenue Code Online, is the same book I just showed you. And here, gross income is a key term IRS uses. That gross income means all income from whatever source derives, including the following items. And as you can see, some items that refer to is gross income from business or gains from dealing in property. So, crypto is property, you're going to gain from that. But that's the same as interest, rents, royalties, dividends, annuities. It doesn't matter what kind of money it is. What matters is where that money comes from the United States or other places. So you'll be delighted in just a minute. Let me show it to you, okay? So here we are. I want you to know this, that I'm going to show you to pay no income or payroll taxes by following U.S. government's official legal websites. Nothing on your crypto gains at all. You were deceived into reporting and paying income taxes you never owed in the first place. That's right. The deception lies in certain key terms defined differently than your dictionary, okay? See this 1040 form you see right here at top? Let me tell you, this individual is not a 50 states individual. It is a District of Columbia individual. They should have this form renamed a DC individual income tax return. But they have not done that. They wrote the law in code, confusing, and you should read it. Otherwise, if you don't know the law, your problem. They told you what the law is in writing. You should read it. See what they did, everybody, is that they hid the truth to you in plain sight in the law books. In the following pages, I will show you the legal definitions of certain key terms in the federal tax laws as interpreted by the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. Supreme Court. Yep, hidden in plain sight, and now you will see it for yourself. This is the Code of Federal Regulations, okay? This is the U.S. Treasury regulations of tax laws. This is what the IRS follows, okay? So, Code of Federal Regulations CFR 1.1-1 says this about income tax on individuals. That Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code imposes an income tax on income of every individual who is a citizen or resident of the United States. Non-resident part, don't worry about that. That applies to a very tiny amount of people. We're going to focus on the term and the people of United States. What is this United States they keep talking about, right? Well, let's go a little bit farther down. And we go to B in the CFR 1.1-1 that tells us, in general, all citizens of the United States, wherever resident, and all resident alien individuals are liable to the income taxes imposed by the code, whether the income is derived from sources within or without the United States. Here again, they keep using this term, United States, which is a key term, and you assume it's a 50 states. It is not. Hold on, I'll prove it to you. Just give me a minute, okay? First, let me add to this, that here about who is a citizen. This tells us, 1.1-1, that every person born or naturalized in the United States and subject to its singular jurisdiction is a citizen. Not the 50 United States, but singular its jurisdiction. With that now, let's go forward, and in the tax laws, Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code. Remember, this is the book online. You see it from government's own official legal website, uscode.house.gov. Okay? There's a chapter 79, definitions. And it tells us A, when used in this title 26 you just saw, to define many terms that do not even need defining. Page after pages of definitions, but look at the United States and states. Let's go to state first. State shall be construed to include the District of Columbia. Huh? Isn't that funny? District of Columbia is not a state. It's a territory of federal government. How can you list and include D.C. as a state when it's not a state? Because they can do so. They can put whatever they want, define things any way they want. Okay, we'll accept the Congress. You can make D.C. a state for tax purposes only because you've done it. How about the term United States? Well, when used in a geographical sense, that's what we want to know, what land area the United States covers. Includes only the states, which now we can see it's only the District of Columbia and the District of Columbia again. So, wow. United States only means in tax law the District of Columbia. Wow. Now I know you're thinking, oh, Peymon, come on. The 50 states are automatically included. You don't have to, they have to put it up. It's implied. No, it's not implied. Let me show you another law that the 50 states are listed in a minute. I'll show it to you. But first, let me show you this. This is Hubin versus Allison Company versus the Tax Commission of Ohio, Supreme Court case of 1945. It tells us about the United States could mean three different things, not one, three different things you didn't know about, were not taught in high school. Okay? Here it tells us that the term United States may be used in any one of several senses. It may be merely the name of a sovereign occupying the position analogous to that of other sovereigns and founded nations. You know, like the United States as opposed to Russia, France, Australia, Brazil, right? But the second one is what tax law applies to. It may designate the territory over which the sovereignty of the United States extends. That's D.C., Washington, D.C., and perhaps its territories. That is the United States that are used in tax laws. The third United States they talk about, you know, it may be the collective name of states who are united by and under the Constitution. California, New York, Florida, all these states, you know, that it could mean that too. But the second definition is the one that they go on by. All right? Now that you understand that, take a look at this map. D.C. has a little land on the right side. That's what the United States means for federal tax purposes. That's right. Not the 50 states. Here, now take a look at this. This is again from Title 26 Internal Revenue Code. Okay? Here we have in subchapter A, tax on petroleum. Okay? Section 4612, definitions and special rules. Yeah, look at this. For the purposes of this subchapter, what subchapter? Subchapter A, tax on petroleum, on oil. Look at the United States defined here. Wow! United States means the 50 states. They did not forget to list the 50 states. Because per the Constitution, oil and other excise privilege taxes can be taxed in all the 50 states, plus D.C., plus a bunch of U.S. territories. You probably never heard of Trust Territory of Pacific Islands. And it also includes continental shelf areas and also includes foreign trade zones. Everything under the sun that federal government in any way may have jurisdiction or power is included. Okay? So compare that, you see, oh, wait a minute. So guess what? When it's used for tax purposes, 7701, United States means D.C., it was meant to be only D.C. So with that, let me give you this from the U.S. Supreme Court about this. Stenberg versus Carhart. Supreme Court in year 2000. How we have to follow these very specific definitions. They tell us, Supreme Court, that when a statute or law includes an explicit definition, like the ones we just saw, we must follow that definition even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. Ordinary 50 states means the United States, but not here. In tax law, it means only District of Columbia. Furthermore, the court adds it is axiomatic, which means self-evident, obvious, that the statutory definition of the term, law defined by lawmakers, definition by lawmakers, excludes unstated meanings of that term. Something's not there, unstated is not there. The 50 states are not stated, okay, in the term United States when it comes to income tax laws in general in Title 26. Therefore, it's not there. Yep, you gotta follow the law as written by the U.S. Supreme Court, everybody. Now, one more case I'm going to give you is Gould versus Gould. This is a unanimous Supreme Court tax case, 9-2-0 in 1917. Still a good law, and here's what it says about tax laws, okay? In the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying or imposing taxes, it is established rule not to extend the provisions by implication or implying beyond the clear import of the language used, or to enlarge their operations of the tax laws so as to embrace matters not specifically pointed out. Yep, if something is not specifically pointed out, it's not there. Congress does not have such power. Congress did not tax that item or thing or person. Plain and simple. Now, the court also reminds us that in case of doubt, any doubt, they, the tax laws, are construed or interpreted most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. There it is, folks. Any doubts in your mind? Supreme Court says, put out of your mind the federal tax law, income tax with crypto and all your income, whether it's your wages, salaries, commissions, business income, capital gains from stocks, bonds, real estate, crypto, everything, commissions, it all applies only to citizens and residents of Washington, D.C. So now you see this United States again relates back to what? The regulation that says that the taxes involved is income taxes on people who are citizens or residents of United States. And this United States is here on the 1040 form. This is U.S. what? This is actually D.C. individual income tax form, not the 50 states individual income tax form, okay? And remember, to avoid this trap IRS has for crypto investors, yes or no, you are done. If you sign this form, you're taking a big risk with the IRS, okay? You got not sign this 1040 form under penalty of perjury by October 15th. You know, whatever the deadline is, do not sign that form anymore. Do not risk going to prison, okay, for up to 9 years, right? For every single 1040 form that you sign, you got to stop doing that, and you must stop putting the rope around your neck. So with all this, that means freedom for you, my friends. Yes, you are free. If you watch this video again and take it in and realize, wow, I've been lied to all my life. My bookkeeper, accountant, CPA, tax attorney, TurboTax, okay, HR on block, they're all lying to us. You have to pay zero on all the money you made on your crypto gains or any income of any sort you made, okay, as someone from the 50 United States. You're not from D.C., you don't owe an income tax. Now, the people that owe income tax, by the way, in other videos I'll cover, are federal workers that work in D.C. If you have real estate in D.C. and sell it, then you owe income tax. Also, those are very small amount of people. So what you got to do is go to our website, freedomlawschool.org. Okay, this is where you will restore freedom for yourself and take the 7 steps to regain your power and freedom. And you will never again voluntarily pay the DC swamp legally and safely. Guaranteed if you want. Yes, we'll guarantee that for you if you want. Okay? Take the 7 steps. Okay? For first step, you got an introduction to it. It's called Follow the Law. I just gave you an introduction to that. There's several short videos here on this topic, less than 10 minutes. And the longer version of these 5 videos are below that. Step 2, I just gave you, and in that also, introduce you to. Stop filing income tax confession forms. Stop putting the rope around your neck, right? Next, step 3, you got to realize that the IRS operates on deception and bluff. With propaganda of the major media, they have to be afraid of the IRS like Dorothy, okay, in The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is the corrupt major media that lied to you, made you afraid of the IRS. They're not the all-powerful entity they want you to believe. Also, your ignorant pastors, preachers, okay, and as well as all mainstream media, they push your emotional fear, panic, anxiety button, okay, and they tell you to be a slave, pay taxes. That's why you've been paying income tax all these years or decades. We didn't have to do that at all in the first place. So go into step 3 and step 4. Take courage from our victories. Look, IRS is a lizard, not a big, powerful Godzilla. The mainstream media made for you. I'm telling you, the facts are very clear. No student of Freedom Law School since 2001, when I started helping people not pay income tax and protect them at the same time, has ever gone to tax prison, nor had their paycheck bank account levied, or home or business seized by the IRS, as long as they came to Freedom Law School. First, stop paying income tax with Freedom Law School, not some cockamamie theory out there, or whatever else they've done on their own, okay? Next, step 5 is you should question authority. You don't have to pay the beast IRS and be afraid of it, okay? You can write your lawmakers, okay? And file income tax only if your congressman can show you the law that requires you to file income taxes. This is how you safely stop paying income tax, because they cannot do that. They cannot show you the law. Our petitions are beautiful. They're free. You have the right and duty to send it to your congressman. When they can't show you wrong, you're free because you asked. You're not just nonchalant, stop filing income tax. You asked. Okay? So this will keep you free from going to prison. And step 6, folks, is optional. You don't have to do this one, but it's an option many of you will be interested in, which is you want to join the Restore Freedom Plan. If you are like these founding fathers' spirit of freedom, they put their lives, their fortunes, sacred honor on the line, and they won. They gave us this glorious, free American 50 States Union we have today, and you can enjoy 100% guarantee when you legally stop filing income taxes as long as you are a member of the Restore Freedom Plan. Here, Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from leaving your money, while Freedom Law School will reimburse you in full, and you will not go to prison. Again, it is not for everybody. If you're low income, minimum wage, don't join. You'll be fine, okay? If you make more than average, you definitely want to join. You make a lot of money, you definitely want to join. If you want to be safer, feel sleep better at night, you want to join, okay? But it's up to you. You have options. They're both good options. You decide what's the way forward for you, my friends. And lastly, this is too good of a news to not tell everybody else. Please love and spread the truth. Share this with your friends, family members, colleagues, okay? Tell them they can be free like you. You all should become modern-day Paul Revere's and empower everybody you know with the truth, with the law, to join Restore Freedom Plan, be free, and have America be a free country. Our families will be free and prosperous again once more, and it's all in your hands. All I can do is to lead you to the water, but I cannot make you drink. You want to go to our website, freedomlawschool.org. And as you drive to and from work, watch the road while you listen to our videos. All of this will be downloaded in your brain. It's not that much work, folks. Every day to work, going back and forth, you can listen to it all, no problem. Within a week, all of this. 1 week of driving. And then at lunch at work, dinner at home, put your smartphone up again and watch and listen as you enjoy your meal. You'll see, wow, Peymon's not lying. He's telling the truth. I can be free, and I want to be free, and you'll be free. It was no accident that you came across this video. You were meant to be a free man or woman. You were meant to pay zero on all your crypto gains. Go to freedomlawschool.org and continue your journey to freedom, be income tax free and free once again at freedomlawschool.org.